Welcome back here inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for tonight's first game matchup of this 2026 season. First game here in the Upper League as well. Game number one here tonight is going to be between the Scranton Stranglers. They'll be going up against the Cavemen. The Stranglers tonight are in yellow. I'll be starting things on the left side of your screen, and then over to your right, the team in black will be the Cavemen. In tonight for the Cavemen, that's going to be Daniel Gumford, coming off a very strong lower season and having an undefeated record with just over a 1 goal against a game, and having 2 shutouts as well in that first lower season. To the left in net, it's going to be Nick Rowe, as well, one of those netminders down in that lower season. He is with the Polar Bears, who sat about halfway through the standings for a large majority of that season. After a very strong last upper season, we look to keep things going here tonight with one player to keep in mind. That's going to be Vince Sedicassi, led the league in penalty minutes last year. As to be expected, just about ready to do it again. As you can see on your screen, not sure whether or not we stand true or not. Mr. Penalty Box led the league in penalty minutes last year, the year before that, and as many years as I can count. So we'll see him in action later on. That game's going to be on Tuesday night, but a name to keep familiar nonetheless. With just under a minute to go, we will get set to get things going here for this first Upper League game between the Stranglers and the Cavemen. One of the big names to keep out for the Stranglers, that's going to be Danny Jumpa. Jumpa tonight wearing number 17. As we are just about set to get underway here inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. So we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be right back here on this other side of warm-ups. Welcome back here inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for tonight's first game matchup between the Scranton Stranglers and the Cavemen. Apologies here, don't have full rosters between both sides. We got one. That's for Scranton. Once again, that team's going to be captained by Rob Hosevar. He'll be wearing number 36 here tonight. And we are just about set to get underway here for game number one of the season. Once again, between the Stranglers and the Cavemen. 20 minutes up on the board, and away we go. Jumpa set to take the draw. We'll end up losing this one back to the Cavemen. Quick shot there on Rowe. Able to get a hold of it. We'll play it into the far side corner. Still with it are the Cavemen. Quick shot from the right circle. That's going to be held on to from Rowe. He'll hold it for a whistle. 15 seconds gone here in the period number one, and we have our first shot of this 2026 season. Once again, both of these netminders here tonight played down in the lower season. As for Nick Rowe, he played with the Polar Bears. That's the jersey he's got on now. Back behind the net, it goes for the Stranglers. Trying to spin away from dangers. It goes right off a body out in front. Cavemen trying to get an early 1-0 lead here. Battling a jump down in the near side corner. But Cumber not able to keep it in at the point. as it comes right back the other way to the right for the Stranglers. And 3-on-1, able to get her on one shot. Comfort may have got a piece of it as it's going to be played back behind the back of the net. Down low, still with it, are the Cavemen. Shot there, blocked out in front. Rebound shot goes on Rowe. Tried to send it through the 5-hole. As 40 just seemed to poke and whack at it, as we'll see our first line change here. Full 10-man line change going up from both sides. Once again, apologies here, still trying to learn everybody's name, as the team in yellow, once again, I believe that is to be the Stranglers, in a sense, is exactly the same Gold Diggers team from last year, or at least a very similar one at that, as we have a couple of repeat teams here in the league. The Pink Panthers from last year are, in a sense, going to be the Burke Street Bullies of this year. As you can tell so far, the Gold Diggers are going to be the Stranglers. The Trash Pandas are back. The Silverbacks are back. So it's going to be a large similarity between last year and this year. Shot there, one on Rowe, going to be held onto, played into the, or froze in a puck droppage that is coming in the corner. Trying to work it forward, back over for the Caveman. From the center ice, hitting the blue line and on sides. Odd man rush, trying to get it around 22 of, I believe, apt. Indeed so, as it's going to be played down in the corner to the point, trying to work it forward. Out to the neutral zone, but can be misplayed as Buller, that is, will be able to ring it back down into the deep end. Strangler's able to get it up to center. Pilhorn hitting the blue line, fires a quick shot on, misses wide of Gumford. May have got a piece of it, I don't think he did. Trying to hold that in was, apologies, the Stranglers. Still wanting to call them the Gold Diggers, as a Gold Digger behind the back of the net takes a tumble. Ended up slipping on a banana peel. As it goes up to the far side point, trying to deke around 4, able to get her on 1, now having to get her on apt. Now able to play the body as it's still loose down in the near side corner, trying to get a centering feed. Comes right out in front for a Strangler as they head it right back the other way. Apt trying to work it forward, just out of the reach here. 16:40 to go in the first period. Called for an icing as we'll head it right back down to the left side of the ice. For those new to watching these streams and watching this league, clock doesn't stop. We'll keep on going, negating the last 3 minutes of the third period in a game under 3 goals, and any player entries and penalty starts. Besides that, we have a running clock, and it's 3 full 20-minute periods with a 1 minute I read it. 1 minute intermission. Shot got tipped wide. Comes back down low for the Stranglers, trying to work it out. As it's down low, McCumber going to be the first one to it. Was a captain down in the lower league. That was for the Polar Bears. Now he's trying to score on his own goalie here in this upper season. But they nearly had a chance. Just bounces around 1 as Rowe will take it behind the back of his net, working it down low, trying to get it over for 71 at Jones. Just out of his reach. His jump and nearly had a chance. An odd man rush was stopped by McCumber at the blue line. Cavemen down low has McCumber down low. Wide open man. Trying to throw it right up through center ice as that's going to trail its way down the length of the ice. Has a chance for icing. It's not going to be. Referee says it was touched up front as here comes the other side. 16 of Nielsen from the blue line. Just going to dump it in deep. As Jumpa has it down low in the near side corner. Just over skates it. Back down low for the point. Keeps it in. Back low for Jumpa. Bring it behind the net. Trying to get it back over for Jones. And that's to be picked up by a Caveman. As they have some numbers going back the other way. Right to left they go from the blue line. Shot goes right off a body in front. Rebound shot would just be covered up from Rowe. Won't be able to draw the whistle from the far side referee. That being of Steve Oakes. Not wanting to blow the whistle there, as it's going to come right back down low. Trying to get a centering feed was number 6 of Kappa. Able to get a stick lift there was Jones. Going to go right into the bread basket of Daniel Comfort. Holding on to this one will freeze the puck. 14:20 to go in the first period. Still a scoreless game here in game number 1 of this upper season. Once again, apologies here as there is no official jerseys, as I have the roster for one of these teams, unfortunately not here in numerical order, as Apple shot on, trying to get it over to the far side for 16 of Nilsson. Just misplayed it there, but Hosevar, the captain, able to keep it in at the point. Trying to tip it out in front, puck still loose from the right hash marks, fires one on Comfort, able to get a glove on it. Finally able to freeze it as Comfort takes his mask off. Took it off very quickly there after the whistle. That's a man down low. That's 14 of Bullock. Drops his stick in the process. Looks like it's going to be a two-man center here tonight between Bullock and Daniel Jumpa. Able on this back was 40 of the Cavemen. Just able to keep it on. Shot! Blocked off a body out in front as it's going to head to that far side corner. Cavemen able to work the puck out of the corner as well so far here through the first 7 minutes of the first period. Comes down low for Apt, rings it up to the far side. That's going to be picked up as here comes the Caveman back the other way. Quick shot. Stick to side by Apt, never made its way to the netminder. Has a chance down low. Shot! Did that beat Rowe? I believe it did, as the Cavemen take a 1-0 lead. Thanks to a shot from number, I believe it's 80. 86, that is. As the Cavemen take a 1-0 lead here, right at the 7:30 mark of the first period. Trying to work it right back was 40. Couldn't get it forward as it's going to come right back the other way. Loose puck in the far side corner comes out for the Cavemen. They score the most recent. Comes down low but gets tipped out by Hosevar. Still trying to work it out as it was loose in his skates. 3-on-2 as they hit the blue line. Hosevar still with it. Quick shot, tipped, sent wide. As Comfort got a piece of it down low. Cavemen trying to work it back out the center. Picked up from Hosevar. Loose up in his skates as the Cavemen trying to work it back the other way. Had it lost up in his feet. Had no idea where that one went. As it's going to be worked back behind the net. At behind his net. Still with it. Just going to backhand it through the neutral zone. Trying to get a one-touch feed over was from number 1 of Edwin. As is up to the far side for 9 of Pringer. Cross-ice feed down low as a Caveman work it right back down the other way. As for the Stranglers, they have a short bench here on opening night. Hopefully, in the later games of the season, especially going into week number 2, they have a full bench. As for the other side, for the Cavemen, they don't have many more. 6 men sit on the bench for them. Well, if you look at it, it's exactly the same 6 for the Stranglers as well. Right out in front, had a chance. Puck still loose in the feet of a Caveman, able to work it out down low. On a 1-on-2, the Stranglers are able to work out the center. If they touch it, it will be offsides. We'll let it play back as here comes the Stranglers back the other way. Saucer pass down low, able to get it to 6 of Copa. Winds up, fires one on, right into the bread basket of Daniel Comfort. Rebound comes down low into the near side corner and now down linked to the ice after a clear. Down low, intercepted by 86, the most recent goal scorer, as the only goal scorer so far at this point. Coming down low, got a stick to it with 10:20 to go in the period. Right place, right time was McCumber. Has years of experience on anybody else here in this upper league as it's going to come down low. Nearly a chance there from Nilsson to get his first point of the season. As it's loose down in the near side corner. I believe Tyler Steinley works it up to the far side for Lentz. That's going to be picked up right back from 17 of Danny Jumpa behind his net. Just going to backhand it up on the far side for 6 of Copa. Spinning around, trying to battle at it was Lentz, still with Copa. Going left to right, back and forth. Trying to zig when he should have zagged. As it comes down low for McCumber, but couldn't hold on to it. Still looking to get our first penalty here in the season as well. We know if Vince Sedicassi was playing, he'd already have at least 2. Nonetheless, we still play forward. 1-0's your score in favor of the Cavemen. Up to the far side, Cavemen with it. They have numbers if they hurry, able to get around one. Now it's had a chance to be on a 4-on-2. Instead, it's a 3-on-2. Shot gets blocked in front by Apt. Trying to get a centering feed with 6. Long shot goes off the crossbar and right back down low. Nearly got a tip out in front from Wentz. Wentz will just play it back behind the net. Nearly tripped up there from Hocevar. Could have been a penalty nonetheless. Once again, we play on. Down low for 14, a Bullock. Just going to drop it in from the top of the hash marks. Down low, trying to get a centering feed from Apt. As it's found its way right back over for the men in black. Slowing things down as they hit the blue line, trying to get it around Jones. Jones with it, trying to work it forward for Hocevar. Has Apt in front of the net. He'll drop it down low from the blue line through center ice. Cavemen wind up, fires one off the back glass, goes wide. Wentz try to keep it in as it's just kept in from the point. And right back the other way it goes for the Stranglers. To the blue line, holds from the left circle, still with it. Centering feed, looking for 9 of Pringer. As it's going to be right back out the other way. Lentz not able to hold on to it. Now it's going to be a foot race between Hocevar and Lentz. Hocevar, the first one to it, going to take it deep behind his own net. Still with it. Nearly lost it to Lentz as it's now loose up in the neutral zone. Got a centering feed. Man with speed from the blue line. Winds up, fires, got sent wide. Now it's played off the back of the net. Up to the far side. Kept in. Bring right back to where it came from. Back down low. Jones battling at it. Now back behind the net. Hocevar in a foot race with the Cavemen. To the point. Winds up. Fires a slap shot on. Comes down low. Fires one on. Rowe had a chance on a one-timer down low. Rowe able to shut that one down from his left shoulder. Jumps on top of the rebound. Keeps this a 1-0 game. Here, 7 minutes to go in the first period. Pucks drop. Stranglers trying to get it out, just barely kept in at the point. Down low has a chance for the most recent goal score, but couldn't hold on to it as jump is going to work it the other way. Trying to clear it down, going to be kept from the Cavemen. Try to one-touch it forward for 40, that is. Once again, I apologize here. Do not have the roster with names here for the Cavemen. As it's going to be worked down low. Trying to chip it forward. Goes off a shin pad of 5 of, I believe, Wells. Indeed so. That is Derek Wells wearing number 5. That's for the Cavemen. Shot right out in front. Comfort may have got a piece of it as it comes down low for Wells. Trying to work it out. Just going to chip it off his skate. Apologies here about the camera. I know it's not exactly the best for what y'all want here. In the middle going to this one. Shot goes on Rowe from center ice. Had a chance to go on as Rowe wasn't expecting it. As it comes down low, trying to work it out. Once again, 16 of Nielsen kept in. 1 trying to work it out of Edwin through the neutral zone. Puck still loose. Wells nearly got a piece of it. As it's left for 86. I believe that might be of Morgan. Indeed, so that is Morgan. Nate Morgan getting his first goal of the season. Back earlier on here in period number 1. Another long shot. That's going to go on net of Rowe here once again. Kept in by 40. To the point. Shot on. Save made by Rowe. Nobody on the back door to tap that one in as it's going to be worked back the other way for the Stranglers. Down low in the corner for one of the Cavemen. Saucer down low over for Wells. They have numbers back the other way. Trying to get a centering feed. Can be worked back down in the corner for Wells. Losing his feet. Try to throw a sharp angle shot on from behind the back of the net. Nobody home on the back door. So shot gets blocked from Hocevar. Back behind the net it goes. Spinning around. Centering feed had a chance for Wells. Macumber able to keep it in at the point. Chipping it down low. Try to get it back over for Macumber as it escapes the neutral zone. Back in on sides, but couldn't hold the blue line. as a man in the light tan jersey just able to poke that one right back out. Osavar to the far side, trying to get it over for Danny Jumpa. Down low and on sides, but couldn't hold the puck. Winds up, fires and whiffs. Trying to clear it out, kept in, top of the point, skating in, coming down low from the left hash marks, trying to get a man on the back door was Clint Lentz, as here comes Jumpa, one man to beat, and couldn't get it past his back foot. Jumpa goes off the ice to make a line change. 3:48 to go here in the first period. Hocevar with it. That's going to be blown dead off sides. 3:39 to go here in the period. 13-7 shots on goal so far in favor of the Cavemen, as they sit with a 1-0 lead here through the first 16.5 minutes. Puck's drops, timely able to win it back for his defenseman. Pass down low, nearly intercepted and able to come away with it. Chance to be a 3-on-2. Stymley down low, cutting back out front. Backhanded shot goes on row. Going to come back down low for Morgan. Scored 1 goal on the night as that shot gets blocked from Jones and up into the netting. 3 minutes to go here in the first period as we sit with a 1-0 game thanks to the man sitting at the left wing. Puck's drop, not able to be kept in at the point. No, a foot race going the other way. Trying to work it forward was 14. Bullock, that is, I apologize. Behind the net, Cavemen with it. Up to the far side, trying to get it over for Lentz, just a tad too hard as Bullock with it. Long shot! Got a piece of it, was Gumford, and nearly went up into the netting, just able to hit the top of the glass, and we play on. Back to the far side, down low, pitch and catch now with Jones. Far side shot tipped, had a chance on the back door, nobody there. Shot from Hocevar nearly went it through the 5-hole as it's going to come down low for Stymley. Lentz able to poke it out. Bullock will ring it right back the other way. One touch feed down low, got a piece of it, was Jones trying to work it forward. As it's going right back down the other way between 1 and 2. Lentz in stride, has a chance from the blue line and on sides. From the right circle, fires one back behind the back of the net as Hocevar able to take it away and ring it down the length of the ice. Going to be a foot race now between Jones. Trying to chip it forward to himself. End up losing the puck off his stick as it's found its way over for Jumpa. Had the most points back in the last season. As so far through just about a full 20 minutes. He trails Nate Morgan by 1. As we have a big tie in second in points, if you will. As the only one with the point, that being Nate Morgan. That's 86 of the Cavemen. He's got the only goal here. Is 1 minute to go here in the first period. Trying to beat Daniel Gumford is a challenge, though not impossible. Especially that lower league being a lot less skilled than this upper league. There's a big chance here for somebody to poke one past him. And as I was mentioning earlier, Danny Jumpa has a big chance to be that guy here, not only tonight, but for the season. Here's for the other side. Not trying to count anybody out as a backhanded shot just got sent wide there. As one was looking for his first point of the season. Down on the other end, Tyler Stymley is one of those guys you got to look out for. Back in the scrimmages earlier on before this first game, he was the man to watch out for. Nate Morgan obviously has a goal so far on the night. Another one of those being McCumber. Although older, he has the hockey IQ to be great. That's going to do it here for the first period. Going to take a quick 1 minute timeout, and we'll be back for the start period number 2.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina is a city with a rich history of reinventing itself. Here you can wine and dine back in time, or raise a glass to the future. Witness history in the making, or savor the present moment. That's why you'll love visiting Winston-Salem. Our past is present, Our future is bright, and our city is yours to explore. Look forward. Travel back to Winston-Salem.
Welcome back here for the start of period number 2. Switching sides here as for the Stranglers, they're going right to left here in the second period. And your Cavemen are going left to right. Still a penalty-free first period. Hopefully that will continue to go on. Up the far side for the Cavemen, looking for goal number 2. Now in a foot race between number 6 of Copa, able to win this back behind the back of his net. Got a stick to it, was one of the Cavemen as it's going to be worked down low for the Cavemen. To the point, fires one on, glove saved by Rowe. Takes the bouncing puck right out of the air. 19:30 to go here in the period. Shots on goal, 14-12. That's going to be, I believe, the shot counter after the first period. If not, it's pretty close nonetheless. Jump able to win this one back. From the near side corner, going to ring it up top. Trying to get it around McCumber. Can't. It's a D-to-D pass down low. Able to find its edge, at least for now, for Wells. On the backhand, trying to get a centering feed. Comes right back down the other way. Is just over skating. It was Edwin, the one on the neon green skates. Jumper with a quick shot. Saved by Gumford as a rebound got cleared down the entire length of the ice. Jumper winded up into that one and fired it right into the breadbasket of Daniel Gumford, standing head over heels here through one period and now through a minute into the second. Whistle blows here, ready for the puck drop between number 14. That's going to be a Bullock. Quick shot there. Going to be covered once again from the netminder of Gumford. Another offensive zone faceoff here for the Stranglers. Score still 1-0 in the favor of the Cavemen. As this game is giving me eerily familiar vibes of that game, as that's going to go up and out of play into the players' bench with 17:50 to go in the period. As I was saying right before that puck stoppage, this game's giving me eerily similar vibes of that between the Thunderbirds and the Bobcats back on Saturday night. For a while through the first two periods, it was a 1-1 game with shots on goal being right there identical to each other. After the centering feed, had a chance cleared out down low from Wells into the corner, and now trying to work it out as that's kept in from the moment. As here comes Wells. Wells has one man to beat at Sosavar, one of the many he had to go against back in the lower league. As Bullock will ring it down low, trying to work it out. 16 of Nilsson, captain from the fellow 16 men. That's going to be played down low, back by the net. Sosavar was the first one to it and was able to get around one man as he'll take it downlink to the ice. Tripped up. There's not going to be a call there. Sosavar got a piece of the back part of Wells' skate. This is going to be worked behind the net now of Gumford. Holding up down low. Able to get it over for Wells. Touches it forward. Here comes a Caveman looking for their second goal of the night and second of the season. Behind the back of the net, goes up top. Over for one. Morgan with the one and only goal so far in the season. Shot tipped out in front. Nearly went off of Apt as Rose just going to go down and cover it. That nearly had a chance to find its way into the back of the net right at the 4-minute mark here in the second period. Fortunately for Rowe, he was able to cover the loose change. But unfortunately there for the Cavemen, not able to get any more insurance here. About a third way into the second period. Jumpa's line coming back out here for the Stranglers. Puck's dropped. Lynch trying to get a shot off. Comes down low. Shot got sent wide. Rowe got a piece of it with his right pad. Over for Jones from Jumpa. Trying to clear it out. Kept in at the right point. Still that has a lot of room. Winds up. Fires. With a hearty hit off the backboards. Jones holds. Drops it back for Jumpa. Down low. Intercepted by 11 of the Cavemen. Comes right back down low for Jumpa. Up losing the handle. Has to be worked down low. Has a chance to be a 3-on-2 hitting number 1. Winds up. Fires. Save. Rebound. Scores! Got the rebound there off of Rowe. Fires this one home and makes this a 2-0 game off the stick of, I believe that's number 11. I know. Don't forget the camera. And just like that, it's a 2-0 game on this in-arena scoreboard. Still shows 1-0. As it's going to be down low for Clint Lentz. Not able to get a hold to it. Says no icing was Rowe. You wanted the icing call there. As it's be high sticked. Able to touch it up as here comes the Stranglers up to the far side. Just out of the reach of Jones, but he's going to be the first one to it. From behind the back of net. Centering feed. Had a chance still with it. Shot. Goes off a body to the left. I believe that was McCumber. Jumpa still with it for Jones. Shot. Tipped out in front. Once again goes off a body of the Cavemen. 2 block shots there in a matter of, well, about 15 seconds. Yeah. I know who scored it too. Lentz nearly got a stick on it. Well, he was able to touch the puck, that is, but not able to hold on to it. Intercepted. Here's a chance now. Over for 21 is Steinley. Up for Lentz, just out of his reach. Trying to get a stick lift there against Hocevar. That's going to be played out to center and played out by McCumber. Far side, intercepted from Jumpa. Here he comes up the far side. He's been robbed twice from Gumfridge. Quick shot. Thought about finding a centering feed. Right out in front, trying to poke it. Puck still is backhanded shot. Scores! First goal of the season here for the Stranglers goes to number 1 of Josh Edwin. Brings us back to within a 1-goal game here, as the shots on goal are even at 18 apiece. There we go. So in here for Steve Oakes, the referee, to talk things over with the scoreboard operator. Tonight being Matthew. Bullock trying to work it forward. Nearly touched in from, I believe that was 22 of Apt. Trying to chip it forward. On the assist for that goal would be Danny Jumpa. At least, as far as I'm concerned, that is. Poked out forward for Steinley. Still with it. As well as down low. Chips it for him. In on sides. Just going to dump it behind the back of the net. Up to the far side. Corner 1 was trying to work it back down low for Steinley. Steinley has some room. Now having a battle with Hocevar. Sharp angle shot gets blocked off of Hocevar's back skate. As the puck finds its way back behind the back of the net. Now with an open in the slot. Blocked out in front. As that's going to be cleared. Downwind to the ice. Was he able to get a stick to it? He was not. As there's an icing call. 11:20 to go here in the second period. Going to go right back down to the right half side of our screen. Going to be an attacking zone face-off here for the Cavemen. Down to the point. Centering feed, quick shot off the body of number 1. Able to be saved up from Rowe. Got to stick to it. Having to wait to retouch back in on sides. Just held it on the blue line. Negating the whistle here as we close in halfway through game number 1 of this 2026 season. Kept in are the Stranglers. Shot goes on to Comfort. Rebound. Trying to take it back by the back of the net. Has Comfort way out of the net. Fires it home. Scores. Goes to number 14 of Bullock. Garrett Bullock, that is, getting his first goal of the season. And just like that, we have a tied up game at 2. From the blue line, skating in, trying to get a tip out in front. Just about goes through the 5-hole of Comfort. As started off with a really good first period. Started off the second period with a handful of great saves, but he's given up 2 here in the last handful of minutes. Jumpa trying to get a pass over to the far side defenseman, as it's just going to be dumped in from the blue line. Jumpa trying to apply pressure, turned over. Having to wait to retouch in on sides there. Good. Down low, winds up with its Copa. Will fake the shot. Clearing it right back out to center ice. Up to the far side for Jones. One of the goal scorers, Morgan, able to chip it forward. Still with it. From the left circle, fires one on. Able to get a stick to it quickly was Rowe as it's going to be played down low. And up to the far side. 40 able to keep it on sides just barely after coming in from the bench. Fires the shot on. Gets blocked out in front. Comes down low with 8:40 to go here in the period. Saucer feed right through the neutral zone. Got a stick to it was Jones, but couldn't hold on to it. Can be played right out in front of the net of 16 of the Cavemen. Takes a funky hop there as here comes the Stranglers here once again. Fell down through 1-2-0. Or right here early on 2-0 that is. But able to work this back 2-2. Down low, one of the goal scorers 11. Holds. Just sent it wide. Had a row down, beat bad. But couldn't poke this one home as it go right back the other way for the Stranglers. Right out in front, hold, shoot, backhanded shot. Save from Comfort. Jumpa still not able to get his first goal of the season. Got robbed there from Comfort, who's just now able to get up from the ice. What a series of saves there from Daniel Comfort. 7:35 to go here in the second. 2-2's your score, 22-22's your shots on goal. Out to the point, Apt fires one on. Tipped out front, and the puck found its way straight down, pass through the legs. Goes up top, trying to get it over for 11. One of the goal scorers so far on the night. Comes down low, centering. Captain fires one on. Saved by Rowe and cleared out from Hosevar. Give him credit for that save, as Rowe was clearly beat down to the right. Tipped out in front, and through the neutral zone it goes. And picked up by 11 of the Cavemen. Centering feed over for 40. 3-on-2. That's going to be blown for an offsides. I don't believe it was, but nonetheless, I can't say anything as the whistle blows. 6:25 to go in the second. Neutral zone face-off here, as here comes 40 right through Broadway. Hold shot, tip just got sent wide to the near side corner. Shot from 40 once again. This one's going to go up into the netting. 6:05 to go in the period. 2 shots there coming from the men in black, that being the Cavemen here. As the face-off's going to come down in the near side corner. It's going to be Bullock set to take the drop here for the Stranglers. Puck's dropped to the point it goes. Cavemen fires one in. Got a piece of it. Was Nick Rowe able to keep this one out? Got a piece of his left shoulder, I believe. His app's able to work it forward. Turned over. Throws a body on body. Now tripped up. No call there. Rowe able to play the puck forward for Hocevar. Lentz working it in. Fires one on. Shot scores. Clint Lentz gets his first of the season. And just like that, breaks the score. Breaks the tie of 2 as the Cavemen take a 3-2 lead. Under 5 to go here in the second period. For those familiar back with that lower league, there's a handful of games where I'd have to leave in period or during the third period, or at the start of the third period, that is. Same format here in the upper league. I will be playing with the Burke Street Bullies here this season. They'll be playing in game number 2 here tonight on opening night. That's a 10 p.m. start. But once again, I'm going to have to get ready for that game here at the start of the third. Here's a chance down low. Nina Pringer looking for goal number 1 of the season. Shot scores. Goes over the right shoulder of Daniel Gumfret. And just like that, ties this one back up at 3. 4 minutes to go in the period. What a back and forth game it's been. Copa, far side shot, saved by Gumfret, cleared out on the far side from 4. Copa trying to keep it in, rings it down low, Pringer with it. Tried to drop it back for Copa, has Jumpa waiting on the back door. Puck comes down low for Wells. Has Stomley alongside with him, hitting the blue line. Wells fires one on, try to get a tip, hit the crossbar and bounced out. 3 minutes to go here in the second. Stomley gets hauled down, no call. Morgan able to keep it in. To the point, holding, firing, tipped into the corner from the man waiting in front of the net. Jump up behind his net, centering feed, trying to get it over for Prenker. Got to stick to it was number 4 of the Cavemen, so no icing. Wouldn't have made it far enough regardless. As that stopped right on top of the hash marks. Turned over, here's a chance now. Shot, got sent wide. Jumpa with it. Backing it back down low to the corner for Jones. Has Rowe with it. Back for Jones behind the net, Jumpa. Jumpa for Jones, shot! Blocked out in front and backhanded all the way down, linked to the ice. That's going to go for an icing. 2:14 to go in the period as we are set for a good one here in the third period. Once again, unfortunately here, there's going to be no call in the third period. But don't you worry, it's going to stay here on YouTube along with game number 2. That's going to be the other link that popped up underneath the channel. That will go live just a handful of minutes after this game concludes. Down low, Bullock with a backhand. That's just going to be gloved down by Gumfret. I believe he thought he had it under his glove. He did not, as it's going to come down low. Hocevar trips over his own skates. Lentz with a shot, trying to go 5-hole like he did a handful of minutes ago. Rose able to keep this one out. Under 90 seconds to go here in the second period. Still all knotted up at 3 apiece. Down low to the corner, Lentz trying to get it back behind the net as it's going to come back down low for Nilsson. Bullock working forward as here comes the Stranglers. Apt with it, hitting the blue line in on sides. As Bullock trying to work it back deep. A little bit of miscommunication there between the men in yellow. Back over from McCumber, 40 seconds to go. Just able to hold on to it was a Lentz, but lost it as he tried to escape the blue line. Lentz shot gets blocked by Hocevar. 25 to go. Foot race back the other way as a man takes a tumble at the blue line. Jones with it. Drops it back, 16 to go. Down low, trying to play with a high stick as here comes 11. From the left circle, hold, shot, glove, save. Throws a windmill at it with 5 seconds to go, and that will just about do it here for the period. And indeed it will. So we'll take another quick 1 minute timeout, and the start of the third will be here in a minute. 3-3 is your score between the sides. We'll be back right after this.